My beloved child, before you scroll away, I want to remind you of this. I am right here with you at every moment, in every breath you take. I see the longings of your heart, the pains you have tucked away, and the dreams you sometimes hesitate to believe in. I want you to pause and sense my presence wrapped around you like a gentle whisper of comfort. If you are feeling lonely, if you are feeling tired, or if you are wondering what your purpose is in this vast world, remember that I am always here, holding you close with a love beyond anything you can ever imagine. I created you with intention and with so much love, and I have not left your side, not even for a single moment. You are never lost from my sight, and not one tear you cry ever goes unnoticed by my compassionate heart. I love you, and that is an unchanging truth that transcends time, mistakes, regrets, and anything else that might stand as a barrier between us. You might feel the weight of guilt, or maybe you feel unworthy of this love. But let me tell you right now, there is no guilt or shame that can separate you from my everlasting affection. I see all of who you are, every bright hope, every hidden fear, every aspiration, and every fragile insecurity, and I still choose you. I choose to stand beside you, to walk every path you take, and to carry you when you feel you can no longer stand. I want you to rest in the warmth of this reassurance. You matter to me, precious one. Your life holds profound purpose, and every step you take is significant. I want to speak to the deep places within your heart where you store the questions that keep you awake at night. Perhaps you have wondered, does anyone truly see me? Does anyone truly care about the silent tears I shed when no one else is watching? I am here to tell you that the answer is yes, and it has always been yes. I have always been intimately aware of every breath you draw and every thought that races through your mind. When life's burdens become too heavy, when the daily challenges seem impossible to face, you do not face them alone. I am your constant companion, your faithful friend, the one who longs to strengthen you even in your moments of greatest weakness. Why do you worry, my beloved child? Is it because you feel as though the uncertainties of tomorrow loom larger than the certainties you hold on to today? Let me hold your worries for you. Let me remind you that while you may not see the full picture right now, I do. I see the path stretching out before you, and I see the hurdles that you will overcome. I am crafting solutions behind the scenes, weaving together strands of hope that will soon be revealed. So take heart. Fear not, because I am the one who forms the future, and I am holding yours gently in my hands. You are not abandoned, you are not forgotten, and you never walk alone. In every moment of doubt, let these words echo in your spirit. I am here, and I am for you. Never doubt that you are cherished, precious, and forever in my embrace. I know you have faced moments when life seemed too heavy to bear, and you questioned whether you could keep moving forward. You have experienced situations that made you tremble with uncertainty, and perhaps you even thought of giving up. In those moments, you might have wondered if I was truly there. Let me assure you, I was there, as close as your heartbeat. I felt every pang of sorrow and every jolt of anxiety that coursed through you. When you felt your knees buckle under the weight of your responsibilities, I was the unseen support holding you upright. I want to remind you that you are stronger than you realize, not because of your own might alone, but because I am with you, infusing you with my strength. Sometimes you wonder why certain doors seem to remain closed, or why challenges seem to repeat themselves. There are times when it feels as though you are walking through the same difficult terrain again and again. In these cycles, you may feel frustration or discouragement, questioning if you have somehow been forgotten or forsaken. Remember this truth: I am the God who sees, and I waste nothing in your journey. Even the situations you perceive as setbacks or roadblocks can be used to build endurance, patience, and greater faith within you. When you find yourself circling back to those hardships, allow me to transform them into lessons that refine you, not obstacles that destroy your hope. Let them become stepping stones toward a future filled with the fullness of my promise. Your tears are never in vain. I see them fall, and I hold each one like precious gems in my hands. Every tear is a story, a prayer in itself. Every tear is a testimony of your willingness to feel deeply and to care, whether it's about your own pain or the pain of those around you. And in your vulnerability, in the rawness of your emotions, I draw close to comfort you. I am the kind of comfort that is not fleeting or hollow. It is a comfort that undergirds you with peace, whispers of hope, and a reminder that even in the darkest nights, dawn always comes. I designed your heart with the capacity to experience and to love deeply, and I will not let those tears be wasted. They water the seeds of new beginnings, new growth, and new strength in your life. When the storms of life rage around you, whether they are financial struggles, health concerns, relationship issues, or internal battles with doubt and self-worth, I stand as your refuge and your strong tower. Think of me as the steady anchor in the midst of a turbulent sea, unshaken by the howling winds. You may feel the winds of adversity tearing at your sails, but they cannot tear you away from my steadfast hold. Let my presence be your harbor when the waves are high, and let my voice be the one that calms the storm within your heart. It's natural to feel fear when confronted with the unknown, but remember my words: fear not. These two words are not a denial of the realities you face, but an invitation to trust in my prevailing power over them. Yes, I see the nights when your mind replays every regret or every shortcoming, and you feel like you are not measuring up to some standard you've set for yourself. I see how you sometimes struggle to lay your burdens down, worrying that maybe you are not worthy of the blessings you crave. I am telling you this now. My love is not something you earn. It is a gift I extend to you freely, because I see your heart and I know who you are meant to be. I see your potential, your capacity to rise above your fears, and your desire to live a life anchored in compassion and truth. Let my love and grace be the gentle reminder that you are not defined by your failures or limited by your doubts. You are defined by the reality that I cherish you and that my grace is sufficient even in your weakest hour. So talk to me, my beloved. Whisper your fears, your frustrations, and your hopes to me. You do not need elaborate words or a perfect setting. You just need a moment of genuine openness. Even 2 precious minutes of honest conversation can shift the atmosphere of your heart and mind. Speak to me about what weighs you down, and let me carry it for you. There is no prayer too small or too big that I cannot handle. I am waiting with open arms to embrace you in my peace. Even if you feel a pang of uncertainty, let that lead you to me. My arms are ever open, ready to pull you closer, to remind you that you are never alone. In each sigh of weariness, you will find my presence, gently whispering that I am yours and you are mine. I recognize the questions that stir within you, questions about the timing and pace of your life. You might ask, when will the breakthrough come? How much longer must I wait for things to change? In those moments when the waiting seems endless, I want you to remember that my timing is perfect. Even when you cannot see it, I am orchestrating events, guiding people into position, and shaping circumstances so that when the right moment arrives, everything falls into place more beautifully than you could have arranged on your own. If you rush ahead of my plan, you might settle for less than what I desire for you. But when you trust me and rest in my promise, you open yourself to receive my best at the appointed time. Consider how seeds are planted into the soil, hidden from view, and forced to endure the darkness before they sprout. They don't break through the ground immediately. They must stay in that quiet place, developing roots, gathering the nourishment they need. Eventually, at just the right season, they emerge and flourish. In the same way, the seasons of waiting in your life are not wasted. They cultivate depth, resilience, and the kind of faith that will sustain you when you finally step into the blessings I have prepared. I see beyond your present frustrations, and I assure you that something greater is taking shape, even when it feels like nothing is happening. Sometimes you may feel like your prayers bounce off the ceiling, unanswered, or that my silence means I am ignoring you. Beloved, my silence is not absence. It is often a space where profound growth occurs. Silence can prompt you to listen more carefully, to search your heart, and see if there is something I want you to learn. My silence can be a gentle invitation to draw nearer, to seek me, not just for the answers you crave, but for a deeper relationship with the one who holds every answer. Lean in, and you will discover that even in what you call silence, I speak volumes to your spirit through my peace and subtle nudges. Open your heart in that quiet space, and you will sense my guiding hand. I know it can be challenging to hold on to hope when everything around you seems to contradict what you believe for. You might see others receiving answers and miracles while you remain in the shadows, wondering when your turn will come. Do not compare your journey with theirs. Every life is a unique tapestry I am weaving with threads of joy, tears, learning, and growth. When you see others being blessed, rejoice with them, for I am also working on your behalf. Comparison steals your joy and blinds you to the beautiful work I am doing in you right now. You are on a custom-designed path, and I am walking that path with you. Don't give up just before the dawn. The night is darkest before the sun breaks over the horizon. Let me remind you of who you are. You are my treasure. You are precious to me, not because of what you do, but simply because you are my child. Your worth is not determined by your accomplishments, your bank account, or your social standing. Your worth is anchored in the fact that I have claimed you as my own, and I see immeasurable potential in you. I placed gifts, talents, and dreams within you that are waiting to bloom. Some of these gifts might still be hidden, waiting for the perfect time to surface. And when they do, they will not only bless you but also those around you in ways you cannot fully imagine right now. Embrace this moment, my dear one. Even if it feels imperfect or incomplete, it is a sacred space where you can grow closer to me. When the weight of the world presses in, let it press you deeper into my love. When doubt tries to overshadow your faith, let that doubt be the catalyst that drives you to seek my presence more fervently. I promise you, every ounce of effort you invest in drawing near to me will be met with my comforting presence. I have never left you, and I never will. Fear not the storms, fear not the waiting, fear not the unknown. I am in the midst of it all, loving you beyond measure, guiding you every step of the way, and inviting you to trust in my unwavering faithfulness. Life often hands you a series of tests, moments that seem designed to stretch your limits. In the very fabric of these trials, you may wonder if you have what it takes to endure, to persevere, or to keep believing. My child, I want you to know that these tests do not come to break you, but to awaken the strength that I have already placed within you. They come to reveal how powerful faith can be when you choose to hold my hand rather than facing your struggles alone. When you feel like you are at your lowest, that is when my power can shine most brightly, for it is in your weakness that my strength becomes evident. Let me give you a new perspective on your struggles. Picture yourself standing at the edge of a vast ocean. The waves roll in, sometimes violently, threatening to knock you off your feet. Yet, beneath your feet is solid ground. You may sway, you may stumble, But as long as your foundation is anchored in me, you will not be swept away. When a particular challenge returns like a recurring wave, do not despair. See it as another opportunity to stand firm and declare, I am not alone, and my God is strong. This shift in mindset, from dread to trust, transforms these waves from threats into reminders of how resilient I have made you. I also understand the loneliness you may feel in relationships, whether you are longing for companionship or healing from the wounds inflicted by others. You may feel unseen by those around you or misunderstood by the ones who matter most to you. This loneliness can cut deeper than any physical pain, making you question your value and place in this world. Yet, I say to you, you are never truly alone. I am with you. Even if every human relationship fails to meet your needs or expectations, my love remains steadfast. If you place your heart in my care, you will find a wellspring of acceptance and affection that never runs dry. Your soul longs for connection. Let me be the one who fills that longing in the most profound way. Sometimes you might carry regrets from the past, things you wish you had done differently, words you wish you could take back, or moments that slipped through your fingers. Know this: I am the God of redemption. I can weave even your regrets into a tapestry of grace. Surrender those disappointments to me, and watch as I turn them into lessons that shape your future steps. You are not bound by your history, nor are you condemned to repeat it. With me, every day is a new beginning, a fresh page on which we can write a story of hope, redemption, and transformation. Do not be afraid to let go of what once was, so you can embrace what can be. I see the battles you fight in your mind, the self-doubt, the negative self-talk, the fear of failure. I want you to replace those thoughts with the truth of who I say you are. You are capable, you are worthy, and you are chosen. No matter what voices in your head try to convince you otherwise, my voice is the voice of truth that stands above them all. Invite me into that mental space. Let my words of affirmation fill your inner dialogue, crowding out the lies that seek to diminish you. I will remind you over and over again that you are destined for more than mere survival. You are destined for joy, for fulfillment, and for the incredible peace that comes from knowing you belong to me. Take a moment, even now, to breathe in my love and exhale all that weighs you down. Close your eyes, if you will, and imagine my arms wrapping around you. Feel the warmth of my presence, the certainty of my care. I want you to sink into that embrace, to realize that even in your most frantic moments, I am extending an invitation to rest in me. Sometimes you chase solutions, trying desperately to fix every aspect of your life at once, when what I truly want is for you to pause and remember that I am God and I am in control. Let me handle the details you cannot manage. Let me orchestrate outcomes that you cannot foresee. Your role is not to figure out every step, but to trust me enough to take the next step as I guide you. My dear one, do not underestimate the power of small, consistent acts of faith. A single word of prayer, a moment of gratitude, a deliberate choice to speak kindly about yourself. These are seeds that, when planted in faith, yield great harvests over time. You might not see an immediate transformation, but each seed counts. Each seed is known by me. Each seed represents your willingness to believe in what cannot yet be seen. And I reward that kind of faith by nurturing it into something beautiful. Keep planting those seeds of hope, and I promise you will witness a season of fruitfulness that surpasses your expectations. So I urge you, come to me. Take just 2 minutes of your day to share your heart with me. Let your heart beat slow as you enter the quietness of my presence, knowing that I am already there waiting with open arms. No elaborate rituals, no fancy words, just you and me, in an honest conversation that spills from your heart. I long for these moments because I cherish you, and I want you to experience the fullness of my care. Remember, my love for you never wavers, never wanes, and never grows tired. You can lean on that love, rest in it, and allow it to transform your perspective even in the midst of chaos. When you look around and see the hardships in this world, people in pain, loved ones struggling, nations in turmoil, you might wonder where my goodness is. You might question why I allow certain things to happen, or why my intervention seems delayed. My child, understand that my heart breaks over the pain in this world far more deeply than you could ever know. Yet I have given humanity freedom, the ability to choose love or selfishness, kindness or cruelty. And even in the darkest hours, my light persists in shining through acts of compassion, small miracles of hope, and the unwavering courage of those who choose to love in the face of hate. I am at work, often in quiet, unseen ways, bringing healing and redemption out of brokenness. When you feel overwhelmed by the scope of suffering around you, remember that I am the one who is big enough to hold it all, yet gentle enough to care for the tiniest sparrow. Even in the harshest circumstances, there is a thread of my grace, weaving resilience and a future into what appears to be devastation. Trust that I am moving, and that I have called you too to be my hands and feet in this world, to show compassion, to extend help, and to be a beacon of hope for those who feel lost. Never underestimate the power of a single kind gesture, a comforting word, or a heartfelt prayer. Each act of compassion is multiplied in ways you cannot see, rippling outward to touch more lives than you realize. I also want you to realize that you carry my divine spark within you. I planted within you a desire to do good, to create beauty, and to reflect my love to others. That longing is not a random inclination, it is an echo of my own heart. When you nurture that spark, through acts of service, generosity, and empathy, you allow my presence to flow through you into a world that is crying out for hope. You become a vessel through which my healing can reach those who desperately need it. Do not be afraid to let that compassion out into the open. Yes, sometimes it might feel risky to care deeply. It can expose you to disappointment or heartbreak, but I promise you that it is through vulnerability that love thrives and healing abounds. In your own personal life, I see where you yearn for breakthrough in areas such as finances, health, relationships, and emotional well-being. I do not dismiss these concerns as trivial. They matter to you, and therefore they matter to me. I am here to remind you that I am a provider, a healer, a restorer. If you feel stuck, if you sense that every door is slamming shut, do not give up. Often, I work in ways that challenge you to step out of your comfort zone, to develop new skills, or to see possibilities where you once saw only obstacles. I am not a distant force that leaves you to fend for yourself. I am the loving Father who walks with you through every valley. Your faith combined with my power is a formula for miracles, though they may unfold in ways that differ from your expectations. I want to speak to those places in your heart that feel wounded by disappointment, maybe prayers you feel went unanswered, dreams that did not manifest, or relationships that broke apart. I want you to know that I am the balm that heals those wounds. Sometimes what you call an unanswered prayer is actually my protection or a redirection towards something far better than what you had imagined. Though you may not understand it now, trust that I see the entire story of your life, past, present, and future. I place you in the best situations for your growth and ultimate fulfillment. And if you find yourself grieving over a loss, let me gather your tears. Let me hold you close until the sharp sting of disappointment begins to fade, and let me sow seeds of hope into the fertile ground of your sorrow. Keep your eyes open for my interventions in the everyday moments of life. It might be a timely phone call from a friend, an unexpected opportunity that lights up your path, or a sudden peace that stills your anxious mind in the midst of turmoil. These are not coincidences. They are my gentle ways of reminding you that I am actively involved in your life story. Recognize these small miracles as signs of my love and involvement. Let them spark gratitude within your heart, because gratitude shifts your perspective from what is lacking to what is already abundantly present. And once you cultivate a habit of gratitude, you will notice even more ways in which I am blessing and guiding you. So let your heart find rest in me. Turn your worries into prayers and see how I exchange your anxiety for a peace that transcends human understanding. Let your nights be filled with the assurance that I watch over you while you sleep, that my angelic guards encircle you, and that my love is a shield that darkness cannot penetrate. In the morning, rise with the confidence that you are held in my tender care. No matter what challenges the day brings, face them with the knowledge that you are not alone. I am your helper, your guardian, your friend. And I never fail to keep my promise, to be with you always, even to the end of the age. Let me urge you once again, speak to me, even if it's just for a moment. Let me be the first one you confide in, the first one you celebrate with, the first one you turn to for comfort. These simple acts of connection are not for my benefit alone. They renew your spirit, broaden your perspective, and anchor you in my unshakable presence. In those brief, sacred moments, you will feel my warmth enveloping your heart, reminding you that you have a place of complete belonging in my embrace. And in that belonging, fear loses its grip, doubts dissolve, and hope rises in the corridors of your soul. There may be days when you feel as though your faith is hanging by a thread, fragile and ready to snap under the pressure of life. In those moments, you might ask yourself, is this even worth it? Will holding on to my faith make any difference at all? I want you to know that a mustard seed of faith, tiny as it may be, holds tremendous power when placed in my hands. I do not require you to muster a faith that is perfect or unshakable from the start. Rather, I ask you to bring whatever faith you have, even if it's just a glimmer, and trust me to grow it into something mighty. Over time, you will see that faith mature, evolving into a steady anchor for your soul. Do not underestimate the transformative power of even the smallest step of belief. A single prayer whispered in desperation, a heartfelt, "Help me, God," when you see no way out. These are precious to me. I honor genuine cries of the heart. I meet you in that honest place, and together we walk through the storm until you emerge stronger and more assured of my presence than ever before. Faith is not about having all the answers or never feeling afraid. It is about choosing to believe in my faithfulness, even when your circumstances suggest otherwise. It is about saying, I will continue to trust, even when I cannot yet see the outcome. Let's talk about the future that worries you. The uncertainties about career, family, or the direction your life should take. You might be scared that you'll make the wrong choices, or that time is slipping away too fast for you to fulfill your purpose. My dear one, I hold your future in my capable hands. I see the paths before you, and I know which one leads to the growth and blessings you desire. Sometimes, I allow you to explore different options because I value your free will and the lessons you learn along the way. But rest assured, when your heart is surrendered to me, I will guide you back to the right course if you wander. You do not have to navigate the complexities of life alone. My wisdom is yours for the asking. My direction is available to you if you quiet your heart and seek me with sincerity. I understand that the world can be overwhelming, filled with voices telling you who you should be or how you should live. The pressure to conform can be immense, leading you to question whether you're truly living up to your potential. But I say to you, seek my voice above all others. Tune your ears to hear my whisper. for I speak in the stillness of your heart. I will not drive you with condemnation or shame. Rather, I will draw you forward with hope and clarity. You are designed for a unique purpose, one that only you can fulfill. And while others may offer advice or opinions, remember that I alone see the full tapestry of your life. Trust that I am actively weaving your experiences, even the difficult ones, into something beautiful and enduring. Many times you burden yourself with guilt for not being enough, not spiritual enough, not successful enough, not kind enough. I invite you to lay down that heavy load. I am the one who perfects you, who molds and shapes you into a reflection of my love. It's not about your performance. It's about remaining pliable in my hands, allowing me to refine you day by day. The journey toward wholeness is a gradual unfolding, and I celebrate every moment that you turn your heart toward me. Let go of the need to measure your worth by external standards. Instead, ask me to show you how I see you. Cherished, valuable, and on a path of continual growth that brings both of us delight. Think about the relationships in your life: family, friends, colleagues, neighbors. Some of these connections uplift your spirit, while others might drain you or cause you heartache. It's tempting to shut yourself off from people who hurt you, or to cling too tightly to those who affirm you. I want you to remember that every relationship is an opportunity to practice love, forgiveness, and compassion. Even difficult relationships can become places of growth, where you learn the depth of my grace. That doesn't mean tolerating abuse or unhealthy dynamics, but it does mean inviting me into those interactions. Ask for my guidance on when to stand firm, when to show mercy, and when to walk away for the sake of your well-being. I will give you wisdom to navigate the complexities of human connections. My heart also aches for those who feel trapped in cycles of addiction, shame, or harmful habits. If that is you, please know that I do not look upon you with condemnation or disgust. I see the chains that bind you, and I long to set you free. Freedom is possible through my power, but it often involves stepping into the light, admitting your struggles, and allowing me to work through various means, such as supportive communities, professional help, and personal resolve fueled by my strength. You were never meant to fight your battles in secrecy or isolation. Let my love dismantle the walls you've built, so healing can flood your soul. So, my beloved, anchor yourself in the truth that I am with you through every high and low. When you rejoice over a victory, I am celebrating with you. When you mourn a loss, I am there to hold your broken heart. When you feel misunderstood, I understand you fully. When you fear the path ahead, I have already walked it. Let this knowledge sink into the core of your being. You are not alone, and you never will be. Make time to reconnect with me daily. It does not require a grand gesture. Sometimes the most meaningful moments happen in quiet surrender. Give me just 2 minutes of your day, and watch how I can fill your spirit with renewed hope, strength, and direction. Never forget that my love for you is unwavering. It will not be diminished by your failures or inflated by your successes. It is constant, steady, and sure, a powerful force that seeks your well-being above all else. As you move forward from this moment, carry with you the assurance that I am deeply involved in your story, guiding, protecting, and loving you every step of the way. Fear not, precious one, for I am always by your side, and in my presence every burden becomes lighter, every shadow recedes, and every fear dissolves into my perfect peace. I want to bring to your remembrance the countless instances throughout history where I have shown myself faithful. There are stories of people who faced impossible odds, giants, fiery furnaces, lions' dens, and yet found victory because they chose to believe in my power over their circumstances. Though these stories may seem distant and ancient, the same power that delivered them is available to you today. You don't need to face down a literal giant to experience the magnitude of my strength. Sometimes your giants come in the form of fear, doubt, or unrelenting anxiety. Regardless of what shape they take, know this: I am bigger than any giant you face. When you stand in my name, you stand in the shadow of omnipotence. In your personal journey, you may have already seen glimpses of my hand at work. Perhaps it was a near-miss accident where you walked away unscathed, a sudden financial provision that arrived just in time, or a moment of clarity that guided you out of confusion. These are not accidents or coincidences. They are testimonies of my relentless care. Take a moment to reflect on those moments and let them bolster your confidence in me. I have been faithful in the past, and I will be faithful in the future. And if you feel you lack personal testimonies of my intervention, look around you. Your very breath is a miracle, your body a marvel of intricate design, and your capacity to love a reflection of my heart. Sometimes you hesitate to ask for my help, thinking your problems are too small or unworthy of my attention. My beloved, there is nothing too small for my notice. If it matters to you, it matters to me. I delight in the details of your life. Just as a loving parent cares about a child's simplest needs, a scraped knee, a broken toy, so do I care about your smallest worries. Do not ever think you need to handle life on your own. I offer my hand, not just for the monumental crises, but for every subtle challenge you face. Let me be your partner in the everyday, as well as the extraordinary. Your mind can be a battleground where negativity and fear attempt to take control. I see how certain thoughts can loop incessantly, robbing you of peace and clouding your perspective. My word to you is, take every thought captive and surrender it to me. Let me replace those destructive internal narratives with my affirmations of truth. Meditate on my promises, on the knowledge that you are never alone, that you are deeply loved, and that I have a plan for your life. This kind of mental discipline does not happen overnight, but as you practice it, you will gradually see those dark loops lose their power. Every time a troubling thought arises, present it to me and say, God, speak your truth over this. I will be faithful to shine my light into your mind. I also know that you long for a sense of purpose. Sometimes you feel restless or bored, like you are missing something essential. Deep within every heart is the call to do something meaningful, something that aligns with your gifts and the deepest values I have placed within you. If you are unsure of what that purpose looks like, do not despair. Part of the journey is discovering it step by step, learning through experience, and letting passion and compassion guide you. I will steer you toward opportunities that spark your heart and bring blessings to others. In the midst of ordinary tasks, you can find extraordinary calling. The key is to invite me into every pursuit, to say, God, show me how to serve you and serve others through this. When you keep your spirit open, you will find clues to your divine calling in the form of joy, fulfillment, and peace, even in the simplest acts. Your life is a story, and I am the author who delights in weaving in plot twists, redemptive arcs, and moments of profound clarity. There will be chapters of laughter and success, and there will be chapters of tears and challenge. Yet through it all, I remain the constant presence, the unchanging character who never betrays your trust. Sometimes you may want to skip the painful chapters, but remember, these are often the spaces where you grow the most, where you learn lessons that make you stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. Trust that I am bringing all the storylines together in a way that ultimately reveals my goodness. In seasons of frustration, it can be tempting to question my timing or to think that I have withheld blessings from you. I ask you to consider that some blessings require preparation, both on your part and in the wider circumstances. If I were to give you everything you desired in an instant, you might miss the crucial development of character, empathy, and wisdom that comes from waiting and enduring. I am not punishing you by asking you to wait. I am positioning you for a fuller joy when the blessing arrives. As you wait, keep your heart pliable and open to my instruction, for I am teaching you how to steward the blessings I will eventually place in your hands. Let me also remind you that I am a relational God. I do not merely want to be a wish-granter or a distant cosmic force. I want a genuine relationship with you, real, dynamic, and alive. Relationships require communication, time, and honesty. So come to me as you would come to a friend you trust, with your deepest secrets. If you're angry, tell me. If you're confused, ask me your questions. If you're joyful, sing praises. A relationship thrives on sharing and listening, on presence and engagement. Even 2 minutes of authentic prayer every day can enrich our relationship more than you realize. Do not make it complicated. Simply talk to me, and then be still enough to sense my response in your heart. I know that you sometimes feel your flaws and weaknesses are too glaring. You see your impatience, your anger, your jealousy, or your tendency to judge. Yet my invitation stands. Come, just as you are. I work with imperfect vessels. I do not wait for you to be flawless before I pour out my love and power. In fact, it is precisely through your imperfections that my grace shines most brilliantly. When you surrender those weaknesses to me, I begin a transformative process that turns your stumbling blocks into stepping stones. Never allow shame to keep you from me, for my grace is sufficient, and my forgiveness is ever ready to renew you. So press on, beloved child. Keep hope alive in your heart. When challenges arise, remember my words, fear not. When anxieties crowd your mind, remember I am your peace. When you question your worth, recall how deeply and irrevocably I love you. The more you rest in my presence, the more you will realize that I have been with you all along. And as you continue to walk hand in hand with me, you will find that no situation is too daunting, no dream too grand, and no heartbreak too deep for my redeeming touch. I am here for you, now and forever. In the quiet moments, when you pause from the clamor of your daily responsibilities, I want you to notice the subtle ways I speak to your heart. It could be through the breathtaking colors of a sunset that catches your breath, a comforting melody in a song that seems to resonate with your soul, or the gentle stir in your spirit that says, "You are loved beyond measure." I am constantly conversing with you through creation, through the beauty and intricacy of the world around you, and through the whisper of my spirit within you. When you slow down, you create space for these divine touches to become more evident, reminding you that I am involved in every facet of your life. Have you ever felt a nudge to reach out to someone, only to discover that your call or message came at precisely the right moment? That too is me working through you, guiding you to be an instrument of hope. You are not merely a recipient of my love, you are also a carrier of it. My light within you is meant to be shared, to illuminate someone else's darkness. In a world that can feel increasingly disconnected, every act of empathy you offer becomes a testament to my presence. So don't hold back. Allow the compassion I have placed in you to flow freely, and watch how it multiplies in the lives of those around you. I also notice your desire for clarity. You often wish I would write my instructions across the sky in bold letters so you wouldn't have to wrestle with indecision. But clarity does not always come in the form of instant answers or dramatic signs. Often, clarity emerges gradually as you align your heart with mine. As you practice daily communion with me, your spiritual senses become sharper. You begin to recognize my peace or unease guiding you in one direction or another. If you find yourself in a season of uncertainty, don't be discouraged. Use that time to deepen your trust in me, to learn patience, and to refine your ability to hear my voice. Step by step, I will guide you, ensuring that each move you make is purposeful. When you look at your reflection in the mirror, I want you to see more than just your physical features or the labels the world has placed upon you. I want you to see a person of immense worth, shaped by my hands, carrying a unique blend of talents and experiences. Your story, complete with its highs and lows, forms a tapestry that testifies to my faithfulness. No thread of it is wasted, not a single tear, not a single triumph. All of it weaves together to reflect the beautiful soul I crafted. You are not a random product of circumstances. You are intentionally placed on this earth to bring forth good, to love, to create, and to inspire. Take courage when you feel misunderstood or judged by others. Remember that I understand you completely. The motives behind your actions, the unseen scars you carry, the secret hopes you hold dear. If at times you don't receive the validation or acceptance you yearn for from people, let me fill that void. My acceptance of you is unwavering, and my understanding is perfect. Draw strength from this truth. My opinion of you is not contingent upon how others perceive you. I see you through the lens of unconditional love. And in moments when you feel your emotional reserves running dry, when stress, sadness, or frustration overshadows the light in your spirit, turn to me for renewal. It is in these times that my strength can become your strength. Think of it like a battery that needs recharging. Your soul is designed to be refreshed by my presence. Whether it's through a prayer walk in nature, a moment of quiet reflection before you begin your day, or a heartfelt cry to me in the late-night hours, know that I am always accessible. I never close my door to you. Every time you seek me, you will find me ready to fill you with a supernatural peace that defies your circumstances. I know that fear can be a persistent voice in your mind, fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown. But I have already spoken these words to you. Fear not. That command is not meant to deny your human emotions, but to remind you that I have overcome every threat that looms over you. I hold your tomorrows, and I see them more clearly than you see your present moment. Nothing catches me by surprise. Trusting me doesn't guarantee an absence of challenges, but it does guarantee my unwavering presence through them. When fear arises, counter it with the truth of my promises. Speak out loud if you need to. I am not alone. My God is with me. As you continue to journey forward, keep your heart sensitive to my leading. Sometimes I will prompt you to wait, sometimes to step out in boldness, and sometimes to pivot in a direction you hadn't considered before. These promptings might not always align with your initial plans, but if you trust me, you will see that my perspective is far wider than yours. I see both the immediate and the eternal implications of every choice. When you yield to my guidance, you align yourself with the flow of my grace and protection. Every sunrise brings fresh mercy, every sunset a reminder of my faithfulness throughout the day. There is no moment in your life that falls outside of my divine oversight. Even your mistakes and missteps can become platforms for incredible growth and transformation. Do not disqualify yourself because of past errors. When you offer your shortcomings to me, I can redeem them, molding them into lessons that produce empathy, humility, and wisdom. Your past does not define you. My love does. My beloved child, if your heart feels heavy with burdens you can't even put into words, simply breathe in my presence right now. Let each inhale remind you that my spirit dwells within you, enlivening you with hope and fortitude. Let each exhale release the weights and pressures you've carried on your own. You were never meant to navigate life apart from me. I am your creator, your sustainer, and your deliverer. Allow my love to envelop you, and trust that whatever lies ahead, you will not face it on your own. Take these words to heart. Fear not, for I am with you always. Let them echo in your soul, especially in the silent hours when doubt tries to creep in. Let these words be the melody you hum when the noise of the world grows too loud. And remember, my precious one, that my invitation still stands. Spend 2 cherished minutes with me each day, laying everything bare before my compassionate gaze. Watch as I take those moments and multiply their impact throughout your life, filling you with renewed joy, clarity, and peace that transcends all understanding. I want you to take comfort in the truth that I am not finished writing your story. Perhaps you feel like you've come to a dead end, boxed in by circumstances or regrets that seem to have no resolution. But in my realm, what appears to be a dead end can become the opening chapter to a new and glorious beginning. Your life is filled with possibility, shaped by the creativity and sovereignty of a God who can make a way where there seems to be none. If you see only darkness, remember that I am the light. Where I am, the darkness must recede. Think about the love I have shown you. I have walked with you through unseen dangers, protected you when you didn't even realize you needed protection, and whispered hope into your spirit when you felt hopeless. Let these truths be your guideposts, the evidence of my unchanging character. Whenever doubt arises, look back on these moments as reminders that I have never abandoned you. And if you question my faithfulness, simply ask me to open your eyes to all the ways I am moving on your behalf right now. You will be amazed at how many small miracles intertwine to form the tapestry of your daily life. I also want you to remember that the love I extend to you is not to be hoarded. It is a gift meant to be shared. As you receive my grace, let it overflow to others, turning strangers into friends and friends into family. In showing compassion, you become my hands and feet, bringing heaven's kindness into earthly realms. Whether it's a reassuring word, a helping hand, or a simple gesture of empathy, each act of love you offer echoes my heart. And as you pour out, I will continually replenish you, ensuring that you never run dry of the grace you've so generously given away. Lastly, let me leave you with this thought. My love is the greatest truth you can ever embrace. It knows no boundaries, no expiration date, no conditions. Even if the rest of the world changes, my love remains the same. Though you may falter, I will catch you. Though you may stray, I will guide you back. Though you may feel unworthy, I will remind you that I have called you by name and claimed you as my own. In this unshakable love, there is no room for fear, no foothold for despair. You are safe with me, cherished beyond comprehension, and destined for a future filled with hope. So, my dear child, fear not. I am always with you in every situation, in every breath, and in every moment of your beautiful, unfolding life. From now until eternity, I will never leave your side. Take courage, rest in my embrace, and know that as long as you have me, you have everything you truly need. When tomorrow comes, I will be there. When new challenges arise, my grace will meet them. And when you reach the end of your journey, you will see that I have been faithful through it all. Remember, I am here, and I am your God, always.